project, and I'm on trial for saving butts.
Yeah, and we're still trying to locate them. We don't know what happened.
I'll tell you where Socrates went.
Oh yeah, I know.
Are y'all talking about the war, or not the war doctor?
Bill and Ted, we do not know. Okay, when they traveled through time, if you remember, at the very last, they went again. We haven't found them since.
Don't know where they are.
Hey, remember the warlord, what he was doing?
Why don't you tell me, okay? And I have a serious question for you.
Yeah.
I tried to forget you, not because of the battle between the Daleks and the Time Lords, not because of this or that, destroying Gallifrey, Gallifrey Falls no more. I have one question for you. Where do you get off wearing a scarf with a leather jacket? That shows your best mate.
Would you prefer me to dig out the 12-foot scarf?
I know. Get the 6th Doctor with the rainbow thing going on. Curly hair and all.
It was the 80s. That was a weird time. Everybody's wanting to let's do that.
That's why I asked, are you sure he ain't the failure?
That's the only reason. Okay, in the 80s, when he was that one, and he actually showed up in the 80s, we were loving it because we actually knew where he was. You can't mistake that. Look. That was just hilarious. And then all of a sudden, guess what? That's why you never showed up on Earth hardly.
Okay.
Earth is his favorite. He came, what, 5 times?
I have questions for you. Brady Specs. Don't really need them, maybe look clever. Question time for you. You're on trial now, Mr. Men in Black. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you a little story about the Men in Black. They finally discovered, and I was trying to say this earlier, but you kept interrupting me, but you're on trial now, so you can show me listen. Or I will offer you a jelly baby, and then what I will do with that jelly baby, shove it through your mouth, and then duct tape it shut, so you'll be going, I know it's going to be able to understand what you're saying. It'll be like me, only I can actually open my lips. Okay. The Men in Black know the secrets of time travel. They have locked it away hoping nobody else could get to it, and they refuse to use it. They know that time travel can solve so many issues, but they refused to use it. And it took all they had to stop Jay from using it, and he still did. And he went back in Kay's timeline and found out his own personal history, which you're not supposed to know. Your history should be a mystery. That's why it rhymes that way. So, my question to you is, why should the MIB be continued to exist? Why should I allow them to keep being here on your planet? Anybody?
This is going to be interesting. You're going to get to see exactly why.
I'll tell you this.
Anybody got any ideas as to why? Anybody got any ideas as to why?
As to why I've allowed them to continue existing? Yes.
You're not always here.
It's true.
That's part of it. But here's the other thing, okay?
He likes the way girls look in rock skirts.
Well, the brig and his unit can only do so much.
Unit, Shield, Torchwood, MIB, Warehouse 13, it's all one and the same. I allow these people to continue because I can't be here all the time. I'm not always going to be around. There will come a day when my regenerations stop. And then who is going to protect you then? I've tried to allow them to continue their existence, but they refuse to use time travel. They refuse to continue with anything whatsoever that could possibly cause a paradox or any troubles because they play it too safe. They could have saved your butt so many more times than they did. Why haven't you?
MIB and SHIELD both recognized when the A bomb was actually dropped. How many people got one?
How many? Go ahead, tell them.
Every freaking nation and then some. So what happens when we say that, oh, time travel is available? How many people don't exist? How many people will start breaking paradoxes, and as you know, it only takes one.
That's where all the movies start to go.
Pretty much.
Okay. I've got questions for all of you. We spoke about the hero of time. Anybody know who that is? The hero of time? The legend of Zelda?
Link.
Yes, Link. That's his name. Okay. This man, whoever you two know, goes back and forth through timelines, travels interdimensional, becomes himself in later incarnations, and nobody questions him. Why? Well, yes.
Because the universe was spinning to 3 different timelines.
Well, only 2 of them are viable. So we're not going to follow that official Nintendo guideline. That's okay. Anybody in here under 18 that care about swearing? Because okay, fine. That timeline is bullshit. Okay. The hero. Let me explain this to you. The hero of time has 3 timelines according to this thing that they call the timeline. It branches off into hero wins, hero loses, and what is it? Hero wins, hero loses.
Hero wins again, but
hero wins again. Okay. Hero loses can't be a timeline. If hero loses, Ganon wins. There's nothing else there. Cannot continue. Okay? That's it.
That's the original game right there.
Now, you got to remember also one other thing, though. Under those circumstances, just like with Men in Black, he must have had somebody that could see multiple timelines. And also in that whole snafu, the only reason that we were actually able to do what we needed to do is because he actually saw multiple timelines also. Now, if only there was a way to go back in time and save their planet. Why would you not? How many people would want that?
How many people know what the Omega 13 device does? Yes.
Back time like 10 seconds.
13 seconds.
13.
Enough time for one decision. One time. You can never use it again. Turn back time 13 seconds. You know why you need one decision? Because sometimes that's all it takes. And oftentimes I find myself in these predicaments where I make these decisions for the better good. Although they seem like terrible decisions at the time, later on they prove worthy and they save lives. And that's why I'm on trial today. They think that I'm some sort of renegade outlaw and that I've done so much wrong, but they refuse to see the greater good and look later down the road. Because they refuse to use time travel. They have no idea what they're talking about. They think that I am just the worst. But you know what? I'm fantastic. It's you. It's them. Good job, man. She thinks I'm fantastic.
How many people actually think that he causes as many problems as he actually solves? Thank you. I'm not even going to mention roast time. We'll just ignore that altogether. We'll even ignore hardness. Why don't we just mention, this is really funny, the Sixth Doctor? And how many mistakes?
The Sixth Doctor was a mistake.
That was a glitch. And how many glitches did he run across?
You see,
The TARDIS started screwing up and sending him places that were supposed to be fixed, but instead he was doing just the opposite.
The TARDIS don't send us where we want to go, it sends us where we need to be.
Exactly, so what happens when it starts screwing up?
Anybody know what happens when it screws up? It becomes a paradox.
Well, really, I thought you just rubbed the door and
I still don't know.
You gotta remember, he actually did that for the longest time and sitting there going, oh, come on, come on, come on. What does he do now? Mom, piece of junk.
Thomas is very old.
You notice that how he changed over the years. He would actually talk nice to it every once in a while. Now he don't. He said,
I've become a bitter old man, even though I look young and beautiful, even without my eyebrows. Look, here's the thing. You think of me and you see this face, you see this boy, and you think, oh, he's some... I don't even want to say it. Quite frankly, I don't understand your language. The TARDIS is supposed to speak it for me, but I just can't because it's big now, thanks to you.
I do not understand what he's talking about half the time.
And he's me?
yeah.
Okay.
That's what's really scary is because now, okay, used to be the TARDIS would actually send you to places that was actually needed. So under those circumstances, he actually had a purpose. So what's his purpose now?
I'm taking this trial to a new level. I'm going to call a witness to the stand.
Oh, interesting.
I call to the stand me.
Oh.
Come on up. Don't stand in front of me like right here is fine.
I hate to say it, that thing looks like a big arrow.
Right here. So they can see you. How many planets do you know that you've saved in your time? And remember, he hasn't even been to the doctor as long as I have. How many planets?
Don't know.
You don't know. Why? Because the number is too high to count. How many people have you saved?
Trying to save everybody I can.
Trying to save everybody we can. Do you know why we don't know the number? Because it's too high.
How many civilizations have you actually destroyed?
Only number I know is how many children on Gallifrey that day.
No, actually no. There's 2 other planets.
Okay.
Now granted, one of them deserved it. One of them did deserve it. There was no other way around it.
Scorro? Yeah, no way around it.
I mean, seriously. Are you going to leave? Are you going to leave that planet alone? Can you?
No.
If you were to leave it alone, how many would be affected?
Countless.
Entire universe.
Exactly, but in the same instance, you destroyed an entire civilization.
How many of you have heard the stories of what I and he have done for you? Anybody? Yeah?
And you wonder why I need a neuralizer.
There's times when I wonder why number 4 is to still connect the wires.
I'm still wondering that.
Okay. They all know that I saved their butts multiple times. What they don't know is that the whole time I was saving your butt.
Not just mine.
Let me finish. Let's go back to the beginning of the Men in Black. Roswell, New Mexico. The very first instance where aliens make contact with human beings in recorded history, not
In recorded history.
That's when the Men in Black were formed.
Right.
They've been around ever since.
And then right after that was Sheldon.
Yeah.
Do you know why the Roswell spaceships landed where they did, when they did?
Probably because it was something you did.
Because
Why not the original 5 people black?
here's why. The original father was in Men in Black matched up with that date, and here's why that date is so important. When it started, I began Men in Black because I am the one who sent them here.
You sent the princess back.
Yes.
Why would you send the princess home? All people there versus, say, Zulu.
Because Earth is the only place that I know of where the people on it are compassionate. The only one. You spared the princess.
Technically, you said that Earth was your favorite no matter what.
It is?
Under those circumstances, you're biased.
Okay, for those of you who haven't been watching historical documents about the Men in Black, the princess is very simple.
We are half human on our mother's side.
Yes. Well, no. Let's not talk about that.
Hey, that's why bringing this incarnation.
Let's talk for a moment, though. The princess you spared for all those years, why was she here in the first place? Do you know?
Escaping the whole war thing that was actually
Escaping
happening.
the war. She had to go back to save her own planet.
Right.
Where was her planet now? Still there. Do you know why? Because you sent her back. And do you know why she was able to be sent back after all those years? Because she was kept alive because of your compassionate species. And now, the man who helped all this happen is on trial because you think that I've done something wrong. I will tell you, the only thing that you've done wrong in this entire time is trapped me. If you're clever, if you're wise, if you value waking up tomorrow, there is one thing you never ever put in a trap. Me. Me. Anyways, let us continue. You may sit down. Thank you. Question?
They're two interacting with each other. Yeah. So it's still feasibly done only because of the fact that there again with our time machine, we can still change it from point 1 to point 2. Just like Steins Gate. The Steins Gate whole syndrome works on that principle. One of the reasons why Fry is able to literally run into himself continuously is the exact same reason. It's a point 1, point 2